Patriot Choir. The colors are presented by the Horsehead Brigade Color Guard under the command of Cadet First Lieutenant Josh Medina. Following the national anthem, we ask that you remain at attention until the colors have left the court.
It's the Division II National Showcase from inside the UNG Convocation Center. It's North Georgia and Columbus State for your Division II National Showcase. The Corps of Cadets on hand for the Military College of Georgia, as will most athletes within the Nighthawks athletic program. A doubleheader for your Division II National Showcase. And we'll get it started by turning it over to Jim Stewart for your starting lineup.
Number 2, Tatiana Wayne. From Birmingham, Alabama, number 3, Kayla Carter. From Winston-Salem, North Carolina, number 14, Tatum Jarvis. From Baltimore, Maryland, number 32, Ebony Williams. And from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, number 35, Chrysalyn Boston. Columbus State head coach is Anita Howard, assisted by Matt Hauser, Theo Howard, and Chris Straker. And now, the starting five for your North Georgia Nighthawks. At guard, a 5'7" sophomore from Homer, Georgia, number 5, Abby Franklin. At guard, a 5'7" senior from Greensboro, North Carolina, number 12, Tamara Ford. At guard, a 5'10" senior from Franklin, North Carolina, number 14, Vanessa Agruza. At guard, a 6' senior from Bethlehem, Georgia, number 20, Amber Skitchell. And at forward, a 6' sophomore from Flowery Branch, Georgia, number 42, Julianne Sutton. The North Georgia head coach is Buffy Burson, assisted by Jamie Acton, Jordan Lipsey, and Mackenzie Darrell.
And we welcome you once again to our Division II National Showcase. It is North Georgia and Columbus State, alongside the 4-time Hall of Famer Leah Secondo. I'm Darren Goldwater. These are the top 2 teams in the preseason poll in the Peach Belt Conference, both coming off a loss, however. It's time to get that second season conference play underway.
And we're going to see some offense against pure defense tonight, and it should be fun because of that. You know, Columbus State likes to generate their offense from their D. They like to get into those passing range. Should be exciting.
Another person who is exciting. Let's turn things to Columbus State right now. Last year's Southeast Region Player of the Year, Tatiana Wayne.
Yeah, for Tatiana Wayne, is averaging to over 22 points per game, the reigning Player of the Year in the conference and the Southeast Region. She will get into the passing lanes, get a lot of tip balls, be able to generate that offense for them. For North Georgia, you're looking at her right there, Amber Shipto. She is the one that will also, because of their lankiness and long spread, really try to deflect some balls in their half-court offense that they're very successful in.
Buffy Burson, the head coach for North Georgia, expects this to be a pretty physical game, and they will go inside and draw a foul to open up this first quarter. So Julianne Sutton is at the line, part of the All-Southeast Regional team. This is a Nighthawks team that has quite the run of success. They've been to the NCAAs twice. They made it to the Sweet 16 last year. And Buffy at the end of the bench in her 25th year. She just cleared 500 career victories. She is a 6-time Conference Coach of the Year. Buckle up, because the Lady Cougars like to fly up and down the floor. Here's Carter here. And they want to get up, Leah, about 83 to 85 shots a game.
That's, you know, and that's when they were talking to us about that prior to the game. And a nice, excellent move to the basket. And I think with the speed that we're going to see tonight between these two schools and what Columbus State wants to do, getting to the rim and attacking and putting Columbus State back on their heels is going to be really important.
Buffy told us yesterday that, look, we're not afraid to run with them. That's what they do. The question is, can we solidify things on the defensive end?
And I think that you're right. That'll be key, making sure you're sliding, getting in front of your opponent because of the speed and quickness of the first step. Columbus State is so explosive if they have that opportunity to go to the hoop. North Georgia is going to have to make sure that they are in position correctly.
There's Anita Howard, her 3rd year overseeing the Lady Cougars. She's been successful everywhere she's been. But right now, she's already in an early bind. One of her post players isn't here with a sprained ankle. The other, Boston, has 2 quick fouls and is already out of the game. And now North Georgia is taking this one back.
And those are the kind of turnovers that you can control. You don't want to lose possessions by being silly with the basketball. Every possession, especially tonight, going to be so important. Going to have a different type of a crowd on hand, maybe one that you're not normally accustomed to, as that 6th man.
How about Sutton? Her 4th 3 this year, that is it. Averages 13 a game. Little runner back on the other end, and so far, the Nighthawks doing a great job on the glass. One and done.
Right, and a rush on a shot there, and a rush to get down in offense, and a good job of getting to the block and tipping that ball. Look out.
Here's Carter. And Carter rolls it off the front rim, and it's coming back to the Nighthawks. Leah, how about Sutton, the big 6-footer?
Well, and I like the way they're swinging the basketball, reversing it back around quickly. You try to get the person out of a little context there, and it's all about the pass. Notice it was just a pure catch and shoot.
They go right down into the post. They're really working their bigs here. There's Schedule fighting for it. It's ripped away. And Naomi Holloway tied her up and wins it for the Lady Cougars. Columbus State was picked to finish 2nd in the league. The Nighthawks picked to win the Peach Belt Conference. In fact, the Nighthawks, as it stands right now, the 23rd ranked team at the Division II level. But both coming off a loss, both feeling like they have something to prove now that we're back into January conference play.
You know, and that's the toughest thing. It's going to be a long grind from here on out for North Georgia. 2nd time's the charm on that same shot.
Tatiana Wayne, who averages 22 field goal attempts a game and put up 33 the last time they were on the floor. That's an offensive foul. Thorpe a little bit out of control.
Tatiana Wayne, we talked about what she can do, loves to go back to the opposite side, working off that little it was actually a little pick and roll action when you think about it, but there was enough spacing there to get to the hoop yourself. The defender had knocked off.
A little bit of miscommunication right there. Christian Carter had it bounce right out of her hands. Sutton keeps the rebound alive. It's chased down by Ebony Williams. Columbus State has already gone about 8 deep. Here's Wayne. You don't want her to heat up if you're North Georgia. Hit 2 in a row.
And you can hear Coach Howard, go, go, go. And that's the key to it.
But you're not seeing North Georgia back off from that pace at all. The interesting thing to keep tabs on, with North Georgia not shying away from the pace of this game, they're 10 deep at best. They only have 10 on the roster who are available to them. The two bigs, Schedule and Sutton. Over her right shoulder, Schedule doesn't have it.
1 and out, 1 and out. You want to get up on that glass. Don't give any second chance opportunities. Nice job by the Lady Cougars.
How about this one? It's a long 3 from Leasia Williams and the offensive foul. Now walks with it.
And I think for Agusa there, she had beaten her defender at midcourt. Just keep going to the basket, but you could see her eyes were swinging around, not really focusing on getting to the basket, but thinking about passing. If she had continued on, she would have provided herself her own lane to the hoop.
Here's Tatiana Wayne. Kind of dribbled herself right into traffic there. She's bumped with Franklin on her hip, and it'll be 2 shots for her. The foul will go against the sophomore point guard, Abby Franklin, number 5.
And actually did it again, driving right into traffic. She likes to get into that traffic jam, almost spurs her on a little bit more. Not a shooting foul.
No, it is not. I thought
for sure she was in the shooting position.
And it looked as though the trail official, Simone Red, signaled 2 shots. Instead, they'll keep the ball. There's Naomi Holloway strong. You see the Lady Cougars putting up a lot of threes. They don't shoot a high percentage, and they don't make a lot of threes. Nice lob inside. Sutton's rejected by Wayne, coming across to help. I think she fouled her as well. Well, instead they got 25 underneath Kari Jernigan. This Division II National Showcase, Leah, is really a multi-purpose showcase here today. Not just the doubleheader that we've got featured for you, with the men's game coming up after this one, but also Operation Nighthawks of Honor is something that North Georgia has done now for 4 years. You see the Corps of Cadets. Very proud of the moniker of the Military College of Georgia. And for the last 4 years, they have honored service members from various different wars, and if not service members, then those closely associated with the wars. And we'll have a ceremony at halftime that should be pretty moving. We encourage you to stick around for it.
9 different companies represented today, and those companies wearing 9 different colors this evening.
Here's Wayne, got right into the middle of that zone and buries one.
All right, so that's 3 times. We've seen the same move to the same spot. Defensively, what do you have to do? Push her the opposite way, or make sure you get in position to take away that opportunity from the free throw line.
Rolled off. Thorpe wins back her miss and puts it through.
Good job, great hustle points there.
Look at the battle down low. Jernigan was begging for it against Sutton. Instead, the drive goes into Sutton, who will draw the foul.
You know, this is a tough stretch, too, as far as North Georgia is concerned. The first of 2 at home, so you want to get that momentum here back on your home court, get things going right. And then they have 3 straight on the road as we progress toward the latter part of January. And I think anytime you do that, you know, because of the long grind, of the collegiate schedule. You've got to build some momentum, find some spacing, get some confidence in your squad. You've got your home crowd behind you today. Utilize all those tools to build confidence and wins for your team.
Leah and I spoke with all 4 coaches involved in the doubleheader today, and the interesting thing, these teams have played just 10 games. It's January 9th.
Right.
They've only played 10, so January and February are just packed with games, not just on the road, but manage the fatigue factor a little bit.
Rocking, you know, as far as you want to. Nice move and slice. What a great explosive move to the basket by Arnold. You know, you want to start building some momentum with your team, and around Christmas time, they had 10 or 12 days off around Christmas, 10 or 12 days off around Thanksgiving. Well, that's good when you want to work on stuff, but not so much when you want to play.
Choosing the right college can be a challenge. Does it offer degrees suited to your career goals? Are emerging fields of study more your interest, like cybersecurity, gaming, or environmental science? What about extracurricular activities, such as campus life, study abroad, or honors? Are scholarships and financial assistance available? Columbus State University has always been one of the most affordable colleges in Georgia. Now it's also one of the fastest growing. When you ask the right questions, you'll find out why CSU should be your first choice.
I'm a commuter.
I'm an actor.
I'm an intern.
I'm a researcher.
I am a senior.
I'm an athlete.
I'm a veteran.
I am a sister.
I am a sophomore.
I'm a singer.
I am an educator.
I am a scientist.
I am a resident.
I am a writer.
I am a leader.
I am a cadet.
I am a volunteer.
I am a musician.
I am a tutor.
We are UNG.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In NCAA Division II, student-athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student-athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student-athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
This telecast is presented by the NCAA Division II President's Council. Welcome to NCAA Division II, where the pursuit of excellence is yours to create. In Division II, student-athletes excel academically, athletically, and in the community for life after graduation. The opportunities are endless. Make it yours. Right now, the opportunity for North Georgia is on the inside. One post player did not travel with the Lady Cougars. 2 others already with 2 fouls. Meanwhile, offensively, Columbus State in the red has 7 of their 9 from Tatiana Wayne. Well,
and when you're guard heavy, who knows? We may see a whole different perspective as this game plays out. A youthful Columbus State team did a nice job and nearly finished there.
That was almost like a quarterback throwing to the receiver before he's made the break. And Arnold almost finished it. Tatiana Wayne getting a brief break, so it's Leasia Williams running the point and misfire.
And they're looking for Williams to produce a little bit more and be able to finish for them. They feel as though they need more compliments to Wayne out on the floor. Nice
pretty looking shot. That's Amber's schedule. She can play inside, but then she'll step out, and she's the best three-point shooter on the team.
Yeah, she's got nice touch from the wing. I was watching her warm up from both corners, very confident with her shot, and as we've seen early on here, the ability to get up on the boards.
strong rebound in traffic by Taya Gibson, the senior out of, the freshman out of Georgia.
Our timeout was a little bit longer than the teams are accustomed to, being a TV game. And I was watching the players, almost a nice backdoor cut there, foul on the floor. But watching the players, they were kind of talking and between the teams and kind of joking with each other. Usually don't see that too much. So you see that good sportsmanship, a little bit different than you might see at a D1 level.
And especially here with the two teams that are the top two teams in the league. They battled it out last year and expected to do so again.
Right. And I'll tell you what, you walk into a gym, and for these young ladies on the court, chances are they typically wouldn't see this type of a crowd this early in the evening unless it was like one of their state championship games or an AAU game. They've done a great job on campus here at North Georgia to make sure that the house is packed tonight. Student athletes from other sports coming. The student body, they closed down the cafeteria. Everyone's having dinner here tonight, and it really making it a true family atmosphere for the teams to come out and support the women's basketball and men's basketball at 7:30.
Beautiful look by Vanessa Agruza. A no-look pass underneath to stretch the lead out to 7.
Agruza's been solid, and we're seeing a little bit of her track star status there, the way that she gets up and down the floor. Good switch up. Got to have that help defense come over. Good job. Oh! How about that, taking the charge?
And that's one that Columbus State would rather take that shot. It's the freshman Journey Smith.
Going back to the no-look pass, and a nice job just sizing up what's available there, catching the eyes and seeing your teammate. That's a sixth sense of knowing where your teammate is, with Arnold finishing on that easy 2 points.
With the NFL playoffs now underway, we've seen some of the Patrick Mahomes football pass, no-look passes. Agruza doing her best impersonation. Franklin on the back door, and Groover doesn't have to finish. Leasia Williams. North Georgia doing a great job on the glass. Largely been one and done for Columbus State. Here's Arnold now. She earns herself a trip to the line.
Arnold's been the consistent, aggressive key at both ends of the floor right now for North Georgia. Been impressive with the way that the sophomore from Loganville has started off this contest for her team. And then the ability here with 2 shots to get to the free throw line. Clock stopped, helped the team out a little bit more.
You mentioned track status. This one here, Arnold at the line. She is on the track team here, and she's fairly good. She was an all-conference runner at both the 4x400 relay and the individual 800 meter. Good looking stroke. Schedule draws the assignment of the point guard Williamson, who fires away and connects for the second 3 of the night.
And there was good switch up in communication there defensively, but no one got out and got a hand up. And it all goes hand in hand, so to speak, as far as switching up and trying to contest the shot. Patience with the defense.
Abby Franklin airballs one, but there is Agruza. The shot clock reset, and it shouldn't have. And that's the reason for this whistle. Leah, how about this? Get her open.
Patience, looking, the defense hedges. Good communication to work through, and then utilizing that screen to not completely come through the situation and take the shot. We had a stoppage of play there because they reset the shot clock off of the shot, and it didn't hit the rim, so it shouldn't have reset, so they put 10 seconds back on the clock.
Agruza noticing 5 on the clock, launches that 3, that's halfway down, and Arnold saves it right back to red jerseys.
And it didn't reset.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, even though this is a televised game and there is a monitor on the far side, the conference rules dictate that these officials cannot go to the monitor to fix the timing issues. So they will take 3 seconds off the shot clock here and start it at 27. Nice little buzz in the air in this brand new facility, not yet a year old. Here's Wayne. She got Sutton on her and she turns it away.
And there's that lankiness we were talking about in the open. You think you have the defender beat, but because of the long wingspan, Sutton able to swipe it away from the backside. Nicely done, no foul called, good job, looking for that outlet. And then getting the foul on the opposite end, thus the reason we're walking down to the opposite end of the floor for the foul shots.
20th block of the year for the sophomore out of Flowery Branch. Leah, she had 9 blocks 2 games ago against Augusta. Speaking with Buffy Burson yesterday, she said, look, we have a nice nucleus back. It's not as though we're very deep, but we do have a good nucleus, and Sutton was part of it. She was in the All-Southeast Regional team in the NCAA tournament last year. She's had a great first quarter. Schedule hedged out on Wayne, who dribbled right into traffic.
Yep, there's some help, and you've got to help on Wayne.
Possession arrow favors the Nighthawks.
Columbus State looking a little bit out of sorts here, and this is a young team starting to show that up and downs that Anita Howard was speaking to us about. That's, you know, that typical growing pains.
This has not been the ideal start for Anita Howard's club, with the foul trouble, with the defense that the Nighthawks are playing. Here's a little bit of a runner. That's too strong from Thorpe, and here comes Wayne. Franklin sticks right with Ebony Williams.
Somebody's got to help, or you throw that ball, hit off a body to start fresh again.
Fortunate break for him. Inside 30 to play here in the opening quarter. First of 2 meetings between the top 2 teams in the preseason poll in the Peach Belt Conference. Back inside it goes, and Amani Arnold is rejected.
Got to hurry, get it in the middle of the floor, look at your options.
Here's Ebony Williams now. And Sutton secures it to complete the end of the first quarter. I tell you what, Leah, that's a heck of a first quarter for North Georgia. They hold the Lady Cougars to 28% shooting and lead it by 7 after 10 minutes on the D2 National Showcase.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
That's Nigel hanging out with the North Georgia cheerleaders, and a first quarter that was an excellent one for the Nighthawks with Leah Secondo, four-time Hall of Famer, Darren Goldwater. North Georgia turned it over 3 times in that quarter against a team that has forced at least 20 per game every game.
Yeah, really impressive. Put 21 up against this flashy team, and I'm going to settle down here as Thorpe will pick up the foul, being a little bit too aggressive trying to come through that screen.
Fouls were a big issue for Columbus State in the first quarter. Not for North Georgia. They typically don't foul very much, among the fewest in the nation. When you want to talk about the keys to success for North Georgia, as Tatiana Wayne misses everything but gets the ball right back and fires away. Sure, why not?
I'll assist myself on that one.
North Georgia's among the best rebounding teams at the Division II level. Among the fewest fouls at the Division II level. There's a reason that they're in the top 25. How about Wayne?
Well, and that's the way to tip, keep it alive, stay in the play, be focused on where that ball is going to come out on. Nobody sets back. Nobody comes after you. Go and make it sting.
Arnold has given the Nighthawks a great lift off the bench.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with her effort. Backup center and forward, and she's working herself into more PT with the way that she has performed thus far in this young game.
Here's scheduled. A very quiet first quarter for number 20. With the post player Sutton up top, they're going to draw really a silly foul almost out towards midcourt as Arian Dozier, freshman from LaGrange, Georgia, got a hand on her.
And you're absolutely right. Away from the basket. Shot clock's not even wound down. You're just trying to be a little bit aggressive. Certainly a foul you don't want to be giving up. Fresh shot clock for the Nighthawks as they'll run their set.
Schedule coming around that kernel, and a whistle comes underneath. That's the second now on Christian Carter. So the bigs that have been in foul trouble continuing to rack them up a little bit. Here's Kari Jernigan with 2 fouls back in.
Well, and credit the bigs for the Nighthawks, just trying to clog up the lanes a little bit and cause some confusion so that the defender cannot work their way through to that open space. And uncharacteristic type of a turnover there by the Nighthawks.
Backdoor cut, an extra pass across the lane is picked off by guess who? Amani Arnold. Sophomore attacks and lost her own footing. Out of bounds over to the Lady Cougars.
A difficult play to cut back inside because of the angle there, Darren. She would have been better off turning and curling, coming back out, waiting for the numbers to come back, work your half-court game.
Nighthawks have been able to slow the pace of this game down. The pace is how they want to play this game. There's Wayne forcing one up, and Agruza, who was all over her, gets the rebound.
Nice move, it was there.
Yeah, it was there too. If not with the left, then with the right for Abby Franklin.
Well, and I think she got a little intimidated there by Jerrigan, wondering if, hey, should I go up? Maybe not, and continued on to play. Good job.
Arnold playing extended minutes here with Tamara Thorpe on the bench with a couple of fouls. Your schedule now from way downtown, like it's nothing to her.
I thought that she had extended herself just a little bit. She probably thought so too, but cool, very cool under pressure and able to drain that three with no problem. No defender around you, and Arnold sets her up, gives her the nice pats, and pops it in for three. Nice job.
7 straight points now for the Nighthawks as Columbus State has gone scoreless for a little bit more than 2 minutes. And it has helped open up this 11-point lead. One of the reasons Buffy Burson has had the success she's had in her 25-year career, players like to come back to this family, as they consider it, and help out with the team. Her 3 assistants are all former players here.
And I think that helps when you go out to recruit too. You know, you go into a family's living room and you say, you know, it's a family atmosphere. You come here and you want to be a part of the family.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
As Division II student athletes, we are committed to being our best.
Division II National SAC is proud to partner with the Sports Science Institute to play a role in the cardiac safety and health of student athletes.
Although many student athletes with heart conditions live healthy, active lives, up to 10 NCAA student athletes die each year of sudden cardiac death during athletic activities.
The facts are that immediate delivery of CPR and AED saves lives, so everyone should be CPR and AED trained. Please join us in this important initiative. Make it yours.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Codify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
After Anita Howard's timeout, the Lady Cougars try and find some consistency and some rhythm on offense. And it won't come on this trip as Abby Franklin clears it away.
Abby Franklin coming off of the Freshman of the Year in the conference. You come back that second season, everyone's adjusted for you. Trying to contribute and be a little bit more multi-dimensional, and a good job. Scrappy points thus far by the Nighthawks.
Agruza won that one underneath. Schedule had already backtracked back into the backcourt thinking it was a turnover, and she'll take the rebound. They like that back door, don't they? Franklin doubled down there, so here's Agruza from the corner.
Playing with a lot of confidence, Darren. I'm impressed with their demeanor on the floor. You know, great vision. They're very calm. They try to spread the defense out. Good movement and patience with the basketball.
Finally, a bucket falls through, snapping a 12-0 run from Tatum Jarvis, a transfer from Charleston Southern at the D1 level, who filled it up in 2 years at Charleston Southern, but still looking for her stroke at Columbus State. Tatiana Wayne on the long rebound. Wayne goes to her left to get around Franklin.
Came around behind the back, little nifty move, little muscle power afterwards.
Anita Howard ran 5 players to the scorers table to make a hockey line change since. 2 straight buckets for the for the Lady Cougars, and yep, back to the bench. What a find. Sutton is uncoverable for the Lady Cougars right now.
It's amazing what a little glare over to the bench can do to spark your team. Yikes.
And there's Jarvis once again. Coach, and a timeout for North Georgia.
Yeah, Coach Howard told us that she's usually deadly from 3, and you've seen it back-to-back now for the senior from Winston-Salem. Former star at Mount Tabor, too. Good job moving the ball up the floor quickly and getting it to the spot in the line for that quick release and back-to-back hoops now for the Lady Cougars, forcing that timeout.
Coach Howard said she shoots it really well in practice, just needs to see it go through the hole a couple of times in a game. So back-to-back times, Jarvis has put one through and cut the lead to 11. A striking difference in this game, Leah. The Lady Cougars have played 12 players in 15 minutes of action. The Nighthawks have played 7.
Not uncharacteristic. Coach Howard and her staff telling us prior to the game that, hey, they like to run players out like a hockey line. And we want to run and keep running and running and running and come at you. And they changed up their philosophy in the offseason, went to a whole new regimen as far as working out and eating, and they believe it's helped to get them stronger and healthier. And down low on the block, a foul on that entry pass into Sutton.
Yeah, they brought in Columbus State's Matt Hauser, who's now the lead assistant. And his background is in bodybuilding and basketball, played professionally. And he kind of set the whole strength and dietary program for him. Sutton inside, that was easy, getting it over Williamson.
So we give an assist or a shot on that one? If I'm the passer, I want the assist, or the shooter passer, I want the assist.
Absolutely.
Nice job by Sutton there. Performs nicely, gets the O board in the bucket at the opposite end, works hard, gets back quickly, 42 on defense to get that board. Unfortunately, unable to keep it alive as it knocks out of bounds. The ball would go back to the Lady Cougars. Good job, nice little flurry there.
How about Sutton's line? 10 points, 6 boards, a couple of blocks, and a steal in 12 minutes.
Got the majority of her minutes a year ago in the regional finals and has just really kind of catapulted on that into this season. I like her height. I like what she brings to the floor. Nice little compliment out there.
Here's Jarvis starting to feel good. So good she can bank in a 3.
3 threes now for Jarvis, and that has been the difference.
Last 3 shots have all fallen down for Jarvis, who hadn't taken one before. And she really starts to fill it up. It's a game changer. Agruza wants to get it inside to Sutton. Instead drives at her and is turned away on the pass attempt. Last touch by Agruza.
Jarvis now working the opposite end of the floor from behind the arc, and I think you need to do that and be sneaky with the defense. Get to different spots on the floor, make the scout difficult, and doing it there. First time on that side. Now she comes back to the favor side, gonna cut back through the lane here, calling for the ball down low in the post.
She's got it with Franklin wrapped around her waist,
yeah.
And that'll be the second foul on the sophomore guard for the Nighthawks.
Beat Abby Franklin to that spot, and with that reason, Buffy Brunson getting up quickly here and making some changes. Franklin will come out, a little bit more of a better matchup down low in the paint.
Yeah, back in comes the senior Thorpe, who is in with 2 fouls. Here's Wayne. Agruza was screened away on the entry pass, and the offensive rebound's a simple putback. Leah, it's really the first time this game that the Lady Cougars seem to have the momentum and the flow. across the court, and the three is halfway down for Kara Groover.
Good denial, good job there by Groover to deny that baseline.
Here's Carter falling down. Back-to-back buckets for Christian Carter.
And that was about the only opportunity that Carter was going to have there on that play, and she was patient, doing a little up and under move to accomplish that.
A 10-2 run now for the Lady Cougars. And another turnover. Agruza threw it right to him. Agruza hammers Wayne. They've got some foul trouble underneath, but Christian Carter playing very well in the post.
Talk about a box out. That's a clean out. Holy smokes. And a good job to finish there and staying focused. Look at her calling. I'm calling. I'm in my hot spot. I'm feeling comfortable when I have the ball. And then patiently working the up and under to get even closer to the hoop to finish this play. And now Wayne with an opportunity to get to the free throw line. And suddenly, Darren, we've gone from 10 to 5 immediately, and much in part to Jarvis's play on those key threes.
Jarvis suddenly heating up with those 3 consecutive baskets. It changed the game. It got Columbus State some confidence. The pace of the game picked up, and it's thrown North Georgia off a little bit. That's 14 now for Wayne.
Wayne blowing kisses now. He's got to watch, you know, you got to stay focused. You know, I get it. I understand it. You're pumped up. You're in front of a big crowd. You got to be careful of that kind of stuff, too, because that'll come back and bite. Stay focused on the floor, what's going on the floor, and help your team.
Back-to-back turnovers now for the Nighthawks, who committed just 3 in the opening quarter and have 5 in this quarter. Williams said, no, not over Sutton this time. Her 3rd block of the night.
Here, pump it up, let's go. Good job, very patient. And she bumped off there, Darren. Had she continued on to lean in, the foul would have been called because it would have been easy for her to lean in. Smart play.
Now Schedule, I thought may have had a piece of that one. Good board from Boston.
Schedule and Sutton, I'd like to see the 2 of them together with their wingspan marked out.
The physicality favoring the Lady Cougars. A 3rd chance point, a flex coming after it.
Here they're oohing and on, we're within 2. And what a run here, 18-4 run for the Lady Cougars as we move under 2 minutes to go.
Good look for Schedule. That's exactly what the Nighthawks needed. Get their leading scorer, first team all-conference member going again. Williamson down to the floor, Carter down to the floor, and a foul. And the foul will go against the Nighthawks. It's Groover who's whistled for it.
Right, get Groover on the play. And a good hustle by both teams, just trying to make something happen here in the final 139. And you're kind of picking and choosing when you're going to go with that half-court press and go after the ball, try to, you know, catch a team off guard and make that quick turnover. We retreat now.
The 6-3 Lady Cougars, the 8-2 Nighthawks, homestanding team in white. Been a tale of 2 different quarters here. All started by 14 with the ball, Jarvis. Underneath, another block. That's 4 for Sutton.
Arnold trying to get her and establish her positioning down low in the paint.
Entry feed was a little bit wide. Here's Tatiana Wayne flying down, off balance, line drive, one-handed shot. Oh, look at Arnold. Anything you can do, we can play that game. Check it, it's Thorpe, not Arnold's. Coming up at the half. be sure to join us. Operation Nighthawks of Honor is part of the reason why the Corps of Cadets are here filling up the stands. It's a fourth-year initiative. It honors students and alums that either died in or associated with any of the previous wars that our country has been a part of. And Leah, this is the first time of the 4 years it has been done indoors. Previously, they've done it at soccer and softball.
Softball, yeah.
And they've had 21-gun salutes with it. This time it'll be a little different, but certainly a moving ceremony.
Oh, it's going to be extremely moving as they recognize the Korean War veterans and all the sports being involved. We've been fortunate enough to be here for the outside presentations, and it's exceptional, just really spectacular. So we hope you'll stay with us on the half. Don't go too far.
Here's Williamson with a deep three and a foul underneath coming up against the Lady Cougars. Lee, it seems to me they found a nice mix at the Lady Cougars, bringing Chrislyn Boston back in underneath 35, the physical presence. And then with the three guards on the floor together, Williamson, Jarvis, and Wayne.
About trying to find the right mix every night. You know, you think that you have a lineup all set, but I think that that has changed so much with the athleticism from opponent to opponent that you really have to kind of mix and match it as we'll head back down to the opposite end for shots. There was some confusion here as to whether we were going to the free throw line or not. But I think it depends on, it goes from opponent to opponent. It really does. In finding the right blend of players on the floor to be able to attack.
It's a good job by this officiating crew. Again, without the use of replay, they recognized one player had come into the game as a substitute, even though that shouldn't happen until after this first free throw. They have fixed two different clock issues. The Stripes get beaten up every now and then, but I think Simone Red, Steve Edwards, and Chad Tucker have done an admirable job here in this first half.
What a line by Sutton as she steps and gets ready to take her second. Nearing a double-double.
Yeah, she'll scare a triple-double.
Yeah, exactly.
7 boards, 4 blocks. Williamson sized up schedule and blows around him. Nighthawks led this game by 16 points. Columbus State has never led, but they're down to within 5. Here's a Caruso. And the first half comes to a close. Don't forget Operation Nighthawks of Honor, special presentation around this timeout at the half, where North Georgia leads it at home 42-37. We're all set for Operation Nighthawks of Honor. We turn it over to Lee Glenn, the Associate Athletic Director for External Operations, to take us through.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to Center Court for the 4th Annual University of North Georgia Operation Nighthawks of Honor ceremony. The Operation Nighthawks of Honor initiative was the winner of the 2017 NCAA Division II Award of Excellence, which is awarded annually recognizing positive campus and community engagement events. The honor resulted in today's games being broadcast nationally on ESPN3 as part of the NCAA Division II Showcase. As one of 6 senior military colleges in the country, UNG is proud of its military heritage, and in conjunction with the Boar's Head Brigade Corps of Cadets, is honored to present our year-long initiative that celebrates the men and women of our military who have bravely served or are serving our country. The program pays tribute to service members that have a distinct connection to UNG, with memorabilia ranging from commemorative jerseys and patches to framed flags or other acts of remembrance. The memorabilia used by Nighthawk teams throughout the year will be on display on the Convocation Center's concourse level following the ceremony and will be auctioned off at the end of the semester. Nighthawk Athletics has donated over $2,300 to the Corps of Cadets Endowed Scholarship Fund since the program's inception on the 14th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. Dignitaries representing the University of North Georgia today include Director of Athletics Lindsay Reeves, UNG President Dr. Bonita Jacobs, Senior Vice President for Leadership and Global Engagement Dr. Billy Wells, and Boar's Head Brigade Commandant of Cadets Colonel Tom Palmer. All 12 former North Georgia students of this year's Operation Nighthawks of Honor class were killed during or associated with the Korean War. This year marks the 65th anniversary of the signing of the agreement to end the fighting on the Korean Peninsula. At this time, we would like to welcome 5 special guests for today's ceremony. Seated at center court are Mr. Jack Anthony, Mr. Ed Nix, Mr. Ben Malcolm, Mr. Paul Stringer, and Mr. Bill Mundy. These 5 men have a deeply rooted connection to this year's class, as they were teammates, classmates, roommates, and friends of our lost soldiers. Through UNG's Friends Are Forever group, a special bond has kept the group connected since their initial time on our campus nearly 60 years ago. Nighthawk Athletics is proud to announce that this year's funds from our Operation Nighthawks of Honor Korean War Initiative will be donated to the Hoss Matthews Friends Are Forever Memorial Scholarship Fund. At this time, we will honor our 13 Operation Nighthawk of Honor members. Representing women's cross country and track, head coach Tom Williams. The team's honoree is James S. Bramlett Jr. The team carried a commemorative backpack with Bramlett's name with them during both cross country and track seasons. Representing men's soccer is head coach Pat Paris. The team honoree is First Lieutenant Henry C. Camp Jr. The Barrow County native is a member of the class of 1950 and was a classmate of special guest Jack Anthony while both were on campus here at North Georgia. The team had a jersey branded with Camp's name on display at all home soccer matches during the 2018 season. Representing women's soccer is assistant coach Kaylee Ralton. The team's honoree is Private First Class Harry B. Detmering. Detmering is a member of the class of 1954, and the team carried a commemorative backpack with them with the operations logo during the 2018 season. Representing men's tennis is head coach Kent Norsworthy. The team honoree is Second Lieutenant Robert W. Duncan. The Spalding County native is a member of the class of 1952. Special guest Mr. Ed Nix was Duncan's roommate while both were on campus here at North Georgia. The team created a framed shadow box with the logo, Duncan's details, and a folded American flag. Representing women's tennis is assistant coach Marcy Huck. The team's honoree is First Lieutenant Malcolm A. Gibbs. The Morgan County native is a member of the class of 1950. Special guest Ben Malcolm was a classmate of Gibbs and served alongside him during the Korean War. The team created a framed shadow box with the logo, Gibbs details, and a folded American flag. Representing the rifle program is head coach Tori Kostecki. The team's honoree is Private First Class Lamar J. Jackson, Jr. The Tignall, Georgia native is a member of the class of 1950. The team created a uniformed bear with Jackson's name tapes that will be traveling with them this season and produced a scrapbook of his adventures near the end of the year. Representing men's golf is Director of Golf Bryson Worley. The team's honoree is Second Lieutenant Charles J. James. The Avondale Estates, Georgia native is a member of the class of 1950. All team members have a logo of the initiative stitched to the side of their team golf bags for the season. Representing women's golf is head coach Leanne Hunter. The team's honoree is Second Lieutenant Rufus F. Mahaffey. The Gwinnett County native was killed in 1952 while on a combat mission. All team members have a bag tag with Mahaffey's details that is attached to their golf bag for the season. Representing baseball is head coach Tom Cantrell. The team's honoree is First Lieutenant John H. Haddock, Jr. The Cuthbert, Georgia native is a member of the class of 1949. Special guest Mr. Paul Stringer was Haddock's roommate while both were on campus at North Georgia. The team created a custom camouflage jersey with Haddock's name that the starting pitcher will present for display in the dugout at all games during the 2019 season. Representing men's basketball is head coach Chris Faulkner. The team's honoree is Corporal James F. McCorkle. The Macon, Georgia native was killed in action in 1952. The team had a jersey branded with McCorkle's name that is on display in the team locker room for the season. Representing women's basketball is Director of Sports Performance Richard Pruitt. The team honoree is Second Lieutenant David L. Palmer. The Muskogee County native is a member of the class of 1950 and was killed when his plane was hit with ground fire during the same year. The team had a branded jersey with Palmer's name that is on display in the team locker room for the season. Representing softball is head coach Mike Davenport. The team's honoree is Second Lieutenant Charles L. Worley. The Lowndes County native is a member of the class of 1949. Special guest Bill Mundy was a member of the platoon led by Worley while on campus here at North Georgia. The team created a custom camouflage batting helmet with the logo and Worley's dog tags that will be on display in Coleman Fieldhouse for the 2019 season. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, we ask that you please stand and join the Nighthawk Nation as we pay tribute to the 4th annual Operation Nighthawks of Honor class with a playing of taps. Taps will be performed by bugler Chase Petrowski, a member of UNG's Golden Eagle Band.
We hope you enjoyed that moving ceremony, the Nighthawks of Honor here at the University of North Georgia. Second half of basketball is coming your way next. The Corps of Cadets is ready for the second half, so are we, and we will get you there after these quick words.
Welcome back, and Tatiana Wayne was the key spur for Columbus State in that first half. Pulling up for the floater in the lane there in 18 minutes of action, pulling down 16 points in a variety of spots on the floor. 6 for 16, 2 for 3 from three-point land. Part of 56% shooting from behind the arc for the Lady Cougars. On the flip side, the story's about Julianne Sutton. complete player on the floor, playing in the high post area. She didn't only distribute the basketball, she shot the ball from the high post area, nearly closing in on a double-double. One of 4 blocks right there. 10 points, 7 boards, 4 blocks in 17 minutes of action, leading this 42-37 lead at the half. There's the second one there. And the Nighthawks with the ball as we get going in the third.
With Leah Secondo, I am Darren Goldwater. Kind of a tale of 2 different quarters in the first half. The Nighthawks led by 16 points. And then an 18-2 run for Columbus State closed things back up, keyed by the likes of Wayne and Jarvis. Schedule can't keep that one in the front end of the court. And it leads to a couple of points off turnover for Ebony Williams. You missed the first half. These are the top 2 teams in the preseason poll in the Peach Belt Conference. Both of which are actually coming off a loss, and both also with tremendous run of success over the years. Columbus State has been to 5 straight D2 NCAA tournaments. North Georgia was in a Sweet 16 last year. Carter doubled, she turns it over. Here's Thorpe, no one stopped the ball. An easy 2 for Thorpe. Tatiana Wayne throws up an air ball, and it'll stay on this end of the floor. All right, Leah, look at some of the first half stats here. And overall, the Lady Cougars ended up putting up 11 more shots. That's just part of their game.
Yeah, and they improved on the shooting, as you said, a tale of really 2 quarters. And that improvement spurred by that second quarter run late was really the difference in assisting them in getting back to shooting. You know, 34% isn't great, but it was a heck of a lot better than what it was at the end of that first quarter of play.
And that's about what they shoot for the year as Franklin drills a 3. Both teams are shooting very well from beyond the arc, which is atypical for both of them.
Former Class 4A Player of the Year out of Homer, getting the crowd a little fired up here. Partial block once again there for Sutton.
If you're keeping track at home, that's 5. Underneath, great look from Agruza. Thorpe puts it through.
And I love the way the ball wasn't put on the floor. That's the difference right there. That ball gets put on the floor, then the Lady Cougars recover and are able to stop that play. Good job.
Driving right in on Franklin. Corralling her own board. Throwing up another brick is Carter. And once again, a half-court pass ahead to Franklin. The assist this time goes to Schedule and a quick timeout for Anita Howard. She's given up a couple of layups in transition. Easy buckets, the lead's back to 12.
I'm a commuter.
I'm an actor.
I am an intern.
I am a researcher.
I am a senior.
I am an athlete.
I am a veteran.
I am a sister.
I am a sophomore.
I am a singer.
I am an educator.
I am a scientist.
I am a resident.
I am a writer. I am a leader.
I am a cadet.
I am a volunteer. I am a musician.
I am a tutor.
We are UNG.
Choosing the right college can be a challenge. Does it offer degrees suited to your career goals? Are emerging fields of study more your interest, like cybersecurity, gaming, or environmental science? What about extracurricular activities, such as campus life, study abroad, or honors? Are scholarships and financial assistance available? Columbus State University has always been one of the most affordable colleges in Georgia. Now it's also one of the fastest growing. When you ask the right questions, you'll find out why CSU should be your first choice.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
North Georgia on a 9-0 run right now, and it's talking about spacing on the floor, getting into a spot, and getting into that position early. And this is what the Nighthawks are doing right there. And able to finish off the play is Thorpe, and getting to the hoop ahead of the pack, getting her hand up. Easy layup, high percentage shot.
Two very different teams in terms of style. You can see how fast Columbus State wants to get up and down the floor, and you can conversely see how comfortable the Nighthawks are in the half court. Backup point guard Williamson's off the mark. Amber Schedule, the senior out of Bethlehem. That's Bethlehem, Georgia. She can pretty much do a little bit of everything. Play in the post, hit the three, bring it up the floor.
I like the way she was kind of leaning in there, trying to, you know, force that foul on Holloway.
Sutton's already got one today, that one off the front rim. Williamson hesitates, gets around Schedule, and fouled by last year's first-team all-conference member.
I like to see how that kind of materialized because Schedule had the height advantage, and there's a scoop shot there. Just be able to block it or swat it or knock it down. And it's all a matter of getting yourself into position, and you know, sometimes that height will bite you with the officials. Taking advantage and looking for this opportunity here to get their team back into single digits. Williamson.
Both teams were a little frustrated coming in, both having lost their most recent game. And now the heart of conference schedule really picks up. That's off the rim, offensive board for Thorpe. And Schedule is left wide open. Another board for Thorpe.
Hey, that's why they're second in the conference in rebounding margin right there. Way to go after that. Didn't come away with it.
Sutton lost it as she went down to the floor. Here's Carter now, head of steam, gets the roll. Lee, if you don't stop the ball, there will be no diversion from one straight line to the hoop.
And it happens fast, too. I mean, you can't take your eyes off as Coach Howard looks on. You can't take your eyes off to say, I'm going to pick up, hey, Darren, I'm going to pick up da-da-da in the half court. If you do that, that split second is when that opponent is going to explode right by you.
There's another foul on Leasia Williamson. And fouls are racking up very quickly here in this third quarter against the Lady Cougars. Journey Smith, the freshman, will replace the sophomore guard.
And Journey really is more of a defensive type guard for this team. She plays solid defense.
She'll guard the inbounds pass. Been in and out of the starting lineup as Journey Smith. Here's another one.
Foul underneath this time.
That's the third on Jernigan. So there are two bigs with 3 fouls now for Columbus State. So Jernigan heads to the bench with her 3. Boston is on the bench with hers. And when Boston was in, that was part of the key to spurt the run for Columbus State in the second quarter. Here's Journey Smith now. Everyone's got the green light on this team, and Journey converts her first 3 of the year.
Somebody's got to shake it up. And buckets are not coming plentiful right now for Columbus State. You know, you got to find somebody else to complement Wayne out there consistently.
But the thing about it, they can score so fast.
Exactly. 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes. There's not a lot of movement of the basketball when you're taking it yourself and getting it done. And they've been able to do that and cut this one quickly into single digits.
Right now, without Tatiana Wayne on the floor, last year's Southeast Region Player of the Year. Got a game-high 16 points now. Journey Smith thought about the three, missed the runner instead. On the inside, that one's going to be too strong from Carter. And the tie-up will stay on this end. A little bit of energy now from the Lady Cougars. There's Wayne, trying to stay loose. Notice in the few times she has been to the bench, she will not go to the bench. She is always standing.
Keep those legs moving. You know, it is kind of cool in here a little bit too. And when you're sweating and stuff, you don't want to have to take time to kind of loosen back up again. And that's what she's kind of doing. Stretching out that back ankle and that Achilles there. And now we go to timeout.
She'll continue to keep that thing loose.
Right.
With a break on the floor, a 5-point lead, your D2 National Showcase. North Georgia has suddenly gone cold. They opened up this half by stretching their lead back to 11. Now they haven't scored in almost 3 minutes. Cross-court pass finds its way to Schedule. The extra pass to Franklin rolls off the rim on the three.
Talk about making the extra pass and reversing the basketball. Nearly bit the Nighthawks in that place. Good hands, keep it alive. Move the ball down the opposite end for the Lady Cougars.
You know, Leah, Tatiana Wayne's still not in the game. That brings me to believe she might not be completely healthy. Wow. Fortunate roll for Arian Dozier, the freshman out of LaGrange, Georgia. Columbus State has never led in this game. They're about as close as they've been since the very early stages right now.
Well, I would tend to agree with you as she is down towards that back area behind the band right now, getting stretched out, working on her lower back area.
And that's Tatiana Wayne we're speaking of, the player of the year in the conference and in the Southeast region last year. She's got a game best 16 points tonight. Without her on the floor, Columbus State is a very, very different team. But the one thing the Lady Cougars have is depth. A lot of it.
Yeah, and no, Darren, as this game has progressed tonight and gotten away from them, and they've come back and gotten away from it, that is the great luxury that a coach, Anita Howard, has had this season, to find that right combination on the floor for that particular moment. And not many schools can do that, and I think, you know, this time of year, you know, we're so early in the season, and she has a young team and trying to find that combination as Wayne comes back out, and they were really trying to stretch that calf muscle. It was not her lower back, it was her calf muscle that they were working on. They just tightened up over there.
And Thorpe's gonna head back to the line. At the beginning of the game, we were aware that Serena Carpenter, one of the starting forwards, was not dressed in here for Columbus State. Crystalyn Boston picked up early fouls. So North Georgia has had a lot of success pounding the ball on the inside and in their half court.
And they were really pulling away in that department. I believe it was 18-6 at one point that North Georgia had the advantage, but a little bit more balance here as the game has progressed. A 24-20 advantage for North Georgia.
You just saw Wayne back into the game. She was stretching that right leg out as the free throw from Thorpe went through. That ball narrowly got over Schedule. It's blocked underneath by Thorpe. And Thorpe is going to, Sutton will be pretty close to a triple-double. She's already got the double-double with 6 blocks to go with it. Late in the shot clock, that's the freshman Dozier once again. And we're gonna stay on this end, a foul on the Nighthawks.
Thorpe picking up the foul, and you look from the different perspective. From our angle, looks like she's in a good position. From the angle up in front from that lead official, kind of hanging on the body just a little bit more, and that was certainly the difference.
Thorpe was bothered by some foul trouble in the first. That's her 3rd foul. And when she was in foul trouble, it was Amani Arnold, 21, who really gave the Nighthawks some good minutes. Agruza turns down the screen from Arnold and puts it through herself.
Hey, you know, she's looking around, nothing's there, switches hands on the dribble, very confident. Like that.
Journey tried to thread one inside.
Defensive effort, too.
Up ahead. Yeah, she can finish that one. Arnold has it. She almost got too deep and somehow put it through.
Oh, Coach Howard ended up on the floor there. I turned around, and all of a sudden, Coach Arnold was in the middle of the floor.
She was a good 3 steps off the floor. Again down the floor. In transition, count it. A 3-point try for Sutton.
at both ends of the court to kind of create the offense from the defense, and I like the way Thorpe immediately, as soon as that ball was tipped and loosed on the floor, she was leading the charge and leading the ball in transition the other way. Nice job by Sutton. She's played a great game thus far, an opportunity now for the three-point play. Really playing cohesive basketball to strengthen this lead once again for the Nighthawks.
North Georgia's a very complete team. They obviously are proficient in the half court, but when they can run, they have hit on almost every chance to beat the Lady Cougars down the floor. Williamson lost it. She's got Sutton on her and will fire over top. Four players in double figures for the Nighthawks. Two others have 7. Sutton, nice little move. Offensive rebound for Arnold. Look at this ball movement, Leah.
Yeah, dictating the flow of the offense right now, and when you do that, the sixth man cheers.
It seems like a minute ago that the Lady Cougars had closed the gap to 3. It is now out to 15 with a 12-0 run. Williamson able to save that one right along the sideline in front of the bench.
Arnold getting a hand on it there.
And a whistle from the trail official, Simone Red.
Arnold picking up the foul as she was trying to work her way maybe a little bit too aggressive through the screen, and better ball movement there by the Lady Cougars.
Columbus State hasn't scored in 3 minutes as part of this run. It's the challenge, and it's also the benefit of playing against a team that runs this style.
Right.
You can put runs up on them, and conversely, they can come right back at you with 10, 12 points in a 2-minute stretch.
Problem with the shot clock. Problem with the shot clock, not the game clock. That's the reason we're restarting here.
Here's Tatiana Wayne now. I don't think she's taken a shot in this quarter. Doesn't need to when you can hit a 3 from the corner. That's Jarvis.
Hey, and that's okay, it works. She assisted. That's just their 4th assist of this basketball game. Errant pass. See if Lady Cougars can mount something here, and unfortunately, they turn the ball over, their 9th of the game.
There's some teams on the D1 level, men and women, that play this up-tempo game like the Lady Cougars. And what struck me about it, the similarities are, even though they play so fast, they really don't turn it over that much. They cause the turnovers.
Yeah, very in control of their bodies and the tempo. And sometimes, whoa!
Some of your own medicine for Sutton right there. She's blocked away by Boston.
Talk about her being quiet on the court, but that wasn't a quiet block right there.
Good hands from Williamson, stays on this end. Reminder, it's your Division II National Showcase. It's a doubleheader, so the men from each school will take the floor about 25 minutes after the conclusion of this one that's heading down towards the 4th quarter now. Agruza skips one and gets it right back. What team basketball. And Boston gets the long rebound.
Plenty of time here for a good shot. Let's see if they hurry it.
And get it back. This isn't exactly what you think of in the 2-for-1, but they'll take it. Williamson with the ball fake, travels as she does so. So the Nighthawks have about 5 seconds to get off one last shot in this quarter.
They're going to see some good pressure on the ball. This means that the Nighthawks have to come back and get a tip in a quick bucket here.
Arnold frees herself, launches and just missed. About as good a look as you could ask for in that situation. It's a double-digit lead for the 23rd ranked team in the country as we head to the fourth.
Please, we've got a ticket, we've got a drawing here for a 40-inch TV. You'll see Nigel at midcourt with a 40-inch TV. So you want to pull out a green ticket. This drawing is sponsored by the Student Government Association. So pull out that green ticket. The 6-digit number is 745468. 745468. If you have that ticket, you won a 40-inch TV from the Student Government Association. Again, the ticket is 745468. All right, last call.
Let's go.
Hey, .005.
Your Division II National Showcase from here at the University of North Georgia enters the fourth quarter of the front end of our doubleheader. For all the latest news, stats, rankings, and more, check NCAA.com. NCAA.com is the official online home for all 25 NCAA Division II championships. The 8-2 Nighthawks trying to bounce back after a bad loss to UNC Pembroke. They blew a fourth quarter lead and had a bitter taste in their mouths coming into this one.
First 4 minutes of this one, out of this timeout here, most important, I think, for either squad. It's going to really dictate where we're going towards the latter part of this match. Who can carry a little bit of momentum here and get some confidence here in the fourth.
Tatiana Wayne went scoreless in that quarter after 16 in the first half.
They're not afraid to swing that ball to the weak side, are they?
No, but this time it's finally picked off. It's Tatum Jarvis, the easy two.
And keep in mind, it was Tatum Jarvis with 3 consecutive threes in that second quarter that spurred the comeback for the Lady Cougars.
Lady Cougars have been down by 16, they've been down by 15, and they've worked it back to 3 on a couple of occasions, but have never led. A bruiser rejected by Boston, and will stay on this end.
Tip balls getting into the passing lane. This is where you have to kind of fake it a little bit. You know, you got to fake the pass up high, go low with the bounce pass. You can't be so directive with what you're doing. These defenses are good. They anticipate the pass. They're going to be looking at what you're going to be trying to do. And for Jarvis, that was just an easy pickpocket to get into the passing lane. Is Tatiana Wayne will leave one more time and head down the other end of the bench.
she's not heading back to a trainer's table, at least for the moment. Abby Franklin left wide alone. And another board inside. Sutton blocks. Boston's now racking up these blocks. Schedule bumps off Jarvis, almost as if she was expecting a foul to come, and instead a turnover comes. Columbus State's starting to lock down a little bit better on defense.
And that has the Nighthawks a bit frustrated to see if they can come away with something here, but with that, we're going to step aside.
8:16 to play, timeout on the floor, and a 10-point game. Ladies,
your opponent to the position on the floor, and those lanky arms coming in. Schedule that time with the block. Shot clock doesn't reset. Oh, my goodness.
Schedule again. 8 blocks now for the Nighthawks. Six of those blocks from 42 there at the top of your screen. Julianne Sutton. Tatiana Wayne still not on the floor.
Still in that back area getting the calf worked on. Shot clock winding down here.
Williamson creates, doesn't hit the rim, and they won't get that one off.
Good call, too, on your part there. It certainly did not hit the rim.
There's Tatiana Wayne. Put the team on her shoulders as much as Jarvis keyed that run in the second quarter to get them close. Then Wayne heated up. Was even flexing at times and blowing kisses to the crowd, and now she's out as Sutton hits another 3.
Sutton had plenty of time to think about that, too. She almost paused, wanted to make sure that she had almost taken that breath, visualized where she wanted the ball to go to. Good job.
Pretty shot from the free throw line for the reserve point guard Williamson, who was a starter, has now been coming off the bench, and her production has even gone up. She's the second leading scorer on the team.
And she has the ability too, Williamson, and we've seen this in the first half of play, you know, not be shy at all, to take that shot from the outside, and can be deadly and consistent for this team.
Williamson will take it all by herself. Sutton clears it away. That's her 12th rebound. And one back by Thorpe.
No numbers back.
Here's a Gruza. That was an easy look underneath. I think it was deflected by Jarvis. So now you can count it in a three-point play for Sutton.
And good patience there, because it was really breaking down, and Jarvis was in the right spot, unfortunately, in a wrong situation there, because he makes a great play on the backside, and then, you know, you're trying to do the best you can with that tip ball, and once again, Sutton Howe at the free throw line, putting together a solid line this evening.
Second double-double of the year. She also had 21 and 10. Her season high is 30 points. She did that against West Florida. Jarvis skips one across the court through the double team. The finish isn't there.
And that's where the bigs are kind of lurking, and it gets in your brain. You start thinking about that stuff, and that may have happened on that play by Jarvis.
Off of Boston, playing with 3 fouls. She couldn't be as aggressive as she wanted against Thorpe.
Thorpe like a freight train on that one, heading right down the lane.
There's Boston's 4th foul. She didn't pick it up on the defensive end. She did right there into the back of Sutton.
The sophomore now with 4 fouls.
And for the time being, will stay on the floor.
She too has shot blocking ability, had 43 blocks last season, but you can't stop that.
Especially if you're on the floor with 4 fouls.
Right.
Heads up play by Thorpe, drive it right
Go
at
her.
Largest lead of the game now. It's out to 18 on a 7-0 run.
And this is a Nighthawk team that averages 71 points per game, 4th best in the conference. They are at their mark, and we still have 5 minutes to play.
Here's Jarvis. This is going to be the game that could key Jarvis into conference play. She really hadn't been shooting well.
Yeah, totally agree. Someone's got to take over for this team. Tatiana Wayne, you know, on the sidelines right now. Somebody's got to come back to the basketball if you're a Nighthawk.
Or you could skip it all the way across the court. Thorpe has 6 straight now.
And Darren, that's where your height advantage helps over that defender that's just a shade underneath you. Being patient and trying to look for that open person. Just like that at the opposite end of the floor. Nice job by Williams to finish.
Columbus State prides itself on its ability to get up and down the floor and their depth. Only 7 players have played for North Georgia, but they appear to be the fresher team here in the 4th. Risky pass, Agruza wins it away from Jarvis and throws it over the glass, but she's got some free throws.
Hey, you put it back up, that's the best you can do, especially when the defender is hanging on you like that. Good job.
Agruza transferred in from USC Upstate. That's in Spartanburg, South Carolina. She did so along with Tamara Thorpe, although Thorpe just came in this year and Agruza did so the previous year.
Plenty of action there, playing in 21 games, and I think that helps as well. Was a 3rd-teamer last season in the Peach Belt.
The run to the Sweet 16 for North Georgia last year, and then they brought back a lot of that experience. Battle underneath as Carter wanted it, instead comes up to set the screen. Journey Smith is foul as she hands it off to Wayne. Lee, I want to go back momentarily to 14 in red. That's Tatum Jarvis. She was shooting 21% from the floor entering today. She was 4 for 40 from three-point land. And today she's 4 for 5 from 3 and 6 out of 10 from the floor. This is the game that Anita Howard wanted to see from.
Well, and I think for Jarvis, it's about finding that other complement to make the scout for the opponent that much more difficult on this youthful squad, and certainly giving that compliment, and that's what you want from your senior. You know, you've got to have that leadership on the floor from a variety of ways, both inside and outside, and with her height, you know, she possesses that.
Columbus State has a player on the floor now wearing 12. That is Daniels. So that is now 13, I believe, potentially 14 that have gotten into this game. And just 8 have played for the Nighthawks, including Franklin, their starting sophomore point guard. Nice box out job by Jarvis. Here's Wayne. A little bit of a Euro step, but the roll doesn't fall. Saves it back in. And now we got a foul. So the effort just to keep that ball alive eventually results in the 4th foul for the starting guard, Thorpe.
Daniels by way of Western Kentucky, program that has had great success in the past as well.
Here's Wayne now. And Ebony Williams down to the floor with Carter. It'll be Williams. All right, so it's Carter who they got with Arnold down to the floor, and Carter picks up the foul. At some point, it's got to be
confusing,
challenging. Yes, certainly confusing, but challenging for Anita Howard and the Lady Cougars. She talked with us about the ability to mix and match and put different lineups on the floor and see which one's working, but I mean, to realize who's out there.
Yeah, could you imagine being the opponent on the floor? You look and you think you're matched up with who just came in, and then all of a sudden, yeah, it's not 42, it's now 2. Or
no whistle with the effort of Schedule. I would imagine the scout largely for Columbus State against them doesn't concern so much with individuals, maybe with the exception of Tatiana Wayne, but the style of play. And that's what Buffy Burson was talking about yesterday. Look, we need to be back in transition defense.
Right.
We need to dominate the glass. We need to do the little things we do.
Right. And I think all in all, you've got to commend the Nighthawks for denying those buckets really in transition today and really taking that aspect of the game away from the Lady Cougars.
It's a very resilient group, these Nighthawks. They'll save the possession with the timeout. They were upset when they lost that game to UNC Pembroke, scoring 5 points in the 4th quarter and giving up a 13-0 run to end the game. And Buffy Burson said, "We're upset. That's how we're doing. We're mad." And they came out here and played great, and it was keyed in large part by Julian Sutton. Division II gives student athletes unique opportunity to compete in the classroom, on the field, in their community, for their causes, and most importantly, on their terms. It's NCAA Division II basketball. Make it yours. And Julian Thorpe has done just that, coming pretty close today to a triple-double, 21, 13, and 6 blocks, Leah.
Yeah, Sutton with 21, and those 21 points coming both up top and below. And I love the way that she just, you know, she's a shooter, and you can see that the way that she positions herself, that backside block with her lankiness and the ability on this swing pass here to be in position for that rebound over the top and the putback. Really done a nice job everywhere, closing out the paint tonight for her teammates and sealing off this victory for the Nighthawks, their first of 2 at home.
Columbus State had won 2 straight games at North Georgia, but they weren't played in this arena. They were in the old gym. And then with the conference tournament here, Columbus State lost in this building, but not to North Georgia. So if you're following this lengthy train of thought, they'll be 0-2 in this building, despite the fact that they entered having beaten North Georgia twice in a row here.
Facility that will be a year old in February. And what an impressive 3,600 seat arena they have built here on the campus, the Convocation Center. And
it's actually
it's really jaw-dropping when you walk in.
And the views when you look out,
yes,
you can look out over the Appalachia foothills. The building itself technically is an academic building. It houses the kinesiology department here. And because it's an academic building, the coaches for both the men and the women's teams, their offices are on the other side of campus, still in the old arena. But both have admitted this arena has helped their recruiting immediately. Division II provides more than 120,000 student athletes with the opportunity to compete at a high level of scholarship athletics while excelling in the classroom and through community engagement. Learn more about the D2 philosophy at ncaa.org/D2. Coming up after this one, the men for North Georgia and Columbus State will take the floor. We spoke with Coach Faulkner, a graduate when this was called North Georgia College back in the day. He said they might be 1-3 in conference, but they feel pretty good about themselves. As Boston backs down Sutton, collects her own board and draws the foul on Sutton.
Caught the bucket on that one as well, and you know, as far as the men's game is concerned, and Coach Faulkner talking to us, you know, he was saying that if you're going to have some losses, he feels as though they have good losses in preparation of this game tonight. But he said, you know, our team's improved, but so was the whole conference.
Right. What does that mean for us? Have we improved? How will it show?
And the crowd continues to trickle in case you're joining us late. The women's game got underway about 5:30. Cora cadets here, 9 different groups, about 700
That's right.
in the groups. And of course, the students of the school, they closed the cafeteria tonight, and the students came over and had to use their cards here for dinner. So we got a great contingent.
You want food?
With the locals. Yeah,
You're coming to this game.
Exactly, along with the locals in the area who certainly support North Georgia sports. And so we expect a full house by the time we tip here for game number 2.
Yeah, it's filling up nicely. This small town of Dahlonega, Georgia. It's somewhat of a secret, I think, to a lot of people. I was able to spend some time in and around the town yesterday. Great people, very small town. Just like the peacefulness and the quietness, you know, no big stores coming in, no big grocery store.
Right. And that should just about do it, getting that board. Now granted, it's more than a one-possession ball game here, but...
Ooh, look at Wayne getting after it. Wayne, who's been bothered by injury most of the second half, goes aggressively at the ball, down 13 with a minute to play, and it comes away the worse for the wear.
And there's nothing like when you cramp up and your calf cramps up. You ever have that? You wake up in the middle of the night, your calf cramps up, and it's the worst feeling at all. And that you see Coach Howard doing right there. You want to apply the pressure and go the opposite way on it and just kind of put complete pressure on it to take the pain away. It's a killer as these two players go up for the ball hard, and all it was just hard effort for the basketball. Is Tatiana Wayne rolls over on the top on that one.
Buffy Burson wasn't too thrilled that this happened. Maybe the end of the play occurred with the circumstances of the game being what they are. And obviously, Wayne is in a whole lot of pain. She's got her head coach, Anita Howard, over there to try and calm her down while an athletic trainer works on that left leg. And you kind of hope it's just a cramp.
Yeah. That just kills when you have a cramp like that.
Certainly a frustrating day for Wayne.
Well, and you can see like she's breathing really heavy, and that's the worst thing. Everybody's telling you to relax, and you're like, that tenses you up more sometimes too, you know?
I've learned that, especially speaking to my wife, you say relax, it doesn't work. It's the exact opposite effect.
Exactly.
Cora Cadets having some fun, trying to at least keep this thing a little lively. While we have a moment, the officials for this game, Simone Redd, Steve Edwards, Chad Tucker. You may have seen it throughout the broadcast, but you don't often see it on an official's jersey, an emblem, the KB. It's for Kevin Brown, who recently passed away due to a rare form of leukemia. And Division II granted the Peach Belt Conference, the Conference of the Carolinas, and the SAC the ability to wear that patch on their shirts. And you know, that's not something the NCAA or Division II had to do, but they requested it to honor their buddy, former official, and they'll do it all year, wear that KB.
Always on the court with them, and you know, the officiating crew is a team just like the teams out on the floor, and it's they came over to speak with us about that during the game, and it means a lot. You kind of, you know, pat that KB during the game once in a while, make sure your buddy's looking down at you.
Wayne carried off the floor. Now we're inside 60 seconds to play. The Columbus State team that upset the third-ranked team in the country en route to a 3-0 start on the year didn't have it tonight because North Georgia deserves a lot of credit. They were able to control the tempo of this game. They controlled the inside and defensively didn't give up a whole lot of transition points and balance.
Total balance, inside and out. When they wanted to push the pedal to the metal and get that fast break, when they wanted to work the ball to the outside, I think that the only thing that coach might be disappointed with at the end of the game, and you pointed it out, was their free throw shooting. Finishing the game here at 68%, but they left a lot of points on the line tonight, and very fortunate to get the points back in other avenues.
Yeah, Columbus State prone to fouling when you play this type of style, so North Georgia has been to the line 25 times. The other benefit to this new arena for Buffy Burson, for Coach Faulkner on the men's side, too early to tell where the conference tournament will be. It'll be at the highest men's seed left for the semis and the finals. But right now, North Georgia is the top seed in the region, so they could host an NCAA regional in this building. Here's Carter. Nighthawks, who were the 20th ranked team, slipped a little bit. How about that three? Right about at the buzzer from Daniels.
Got to get it in here. Still got some work to do.
Get
over it.
Strike.
Exactly. Like now you're okay.
So North Georgia will move out to 9-2. And in conference play, it's a 4-1 start for the Nighthawks of North Georgia, coming off that Sweet 16 trip.
Very impressed with the balanced effort, complete team efforts by the Nighthawks tonight to regroup. And I think that we will see much more of Columbus State they're showing signs as a youthful team rallying around Tatiana Wayne, who, in case you're joining us, was struggling towards the second half of this ball game with cramping in her calf muscle, but she is certainly the leader of this team, and they will be involved in Peach Belt play.
We'll see more of Columbus State. We'll see more of North Georgia in 25 minutes. The second end of our doubleheader for the Division II National Showcase, the men of North Georgia and the Cougars of Columbus State. Sutton nearly gets a triple-double, finishes with a double-double, and leads him to the win. Watch this entire game on replay and others on our family of ESPN networks. Log on to WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app. For Leah Secondo, I'm Darren Goldwater.